वेलकम बैक टू आउट एंड अबाउट। दोस्तों, कार्यक्रम के इस हिस्से में हम आपको ले चलते हैं मॉडर्न, जहां पर अहमदिया मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी ने आयोजित किया एक पीस कॉन्फ्रेंस।
अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू कूनू क़व्वामीन बिल-क़िस्त शुहदाअ लिल्लाहि वलौ अला अनफुसिकुम अविल वालिदैनि वल अक़रबीन। इन यकुन गनिय्यन औ फ़क़ीरन फ़ल्लाहु औला बिहिमा फ़ला तत्तबिउल हवा अन तअदिलू व इन तल्वू औ तुअरिज़ू फ़इन्नल्लाह कान बिमा तअमलून ख़बीरा।
Today, after a period of 1 year, I once again have the opportunity to welcome all of our distinguished guests to this event.
The National Peace Symposium is an annual event held at the Beit al-Futuh Mosque, the largest mosque in Western Europe. It is one of the flagship events of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and this year marks not only the 10th annual Peace Conference, but also 100 years of the UK chapter of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. The symposium was initiated to promote a greater understanding of Islam and other faiths, and aims to unite people of all colour, creed and religion for one ultimate purpose: the promotion of peace in the world. The event is attended by over 800 guests, and in the past 10 years it has been host to Secretaries of State, parliamentarians, diplomats, faith and civic leaders, as well as representatives from numerous charities and faith communities.
I just want tonight, as your mayor, to thank everybody in the Ahmadi community for what you're doing to promote the things that made London shine out for my great-grandfather today. You are promoting this city as the world's greatest city of peace and understanding, and I congratulate you on that.
One prominent feature of the Peace Conference is the awarding of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Peace Prize.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim Prize for the Advancement of Peace was launched in 2009. It's an international award which recognizes the work carried out to advance the cause of peace. It is given to those who made a distinctive contribution towards peace without favor or prejudice.
The prize was launched in 2009 by the spiritual head of the worldwide Ahmadiyya community, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz, and is awarded in recognition of an individual or organization's contribution for the advancement of the cause of peace.
This prize is for SOS children, and we accept this honor with immense gratitude. The money will be spent for our work worldwide, wherever the need is greatest. Thank you.
Since its inception in 2003, the National Peace Symposium has brought together people. It has broken down barriers and united peoples of all colours, faiths and backgrounds together as one in the promotion of peace in the world. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community continues to hold functions such as the Peace Conference, not only here in the UK, but all over the world, continuing the community's example to foster interreligious peace and dialogue.
We constantly raise our voice, calling for peace in the world. And it is the pain and anguish we feel in our hearts that inspires us to try and alleviate the suffering of mankind and to make the world we live in a better place. Indeed, this very function is just one of our many efforts towards achieving this goal.
Well, I think His Holiness and the Ahmadiyya community are expressing the core of their faith in being active in promoting the cause of peace. Love for all, hatred for none is one of the key teachings of the Ahmadiyya community. And I think sharing that with everyone here in the UK, but also with all the people invited, whether it's politicians like myself, or whether it's community leaders or other faiths, or ambassadors from countries around the world, I think that is important, that we're engaging, discussing the issue of peace and how we can all, in our different ways, play a part in making sure that we have peace in our world.
Assalamu alaikum. Your Holiness, Hadrat Mizra Masroor, spiritual leader of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished honorees, guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive this award for the advancement of peace, since I know there are many others as deserving as I. But I stand here on behalf of all the role models from my youth, the early years in elementary and high school, and in later years, the academic, medical, and philanthropic disciplines, and the volunteers of the Focus organization. They have all inspired me and shared in my dream to give back to the poor, the crippled, and the disabled children and adults in Africa, particularly in Ghana.
The event was attended by several hundred guests, including ambassadors, special dignitaries, members of parliament, representatives from charities and faith communities.
His Holiness has a huge breadth of knowledge about, obviously, the Ahmadiyya community, about what is going on internationally. I just saw him talk to a representative from the Canadian government, and he seemed on top of what was happening in Canada, in all sorts of countries, talking about the faith in Africa. So he's a man of great knowledge.
Extraordinary cross-section of people who are brought together here, of all faiths, of lots of parts of civic society. And, you know, I think that, to be honest, any organisation just getting that many people together, exchanging views, getting to know each other, that's a good thing in itself.
Well, His Holiness's speech depicted a pretty somber world, and I think that's a wake-up call for all of us about the challenges to international peace and security and the economic challenges the world is facing.
Huzur then proceeded to the exhibition hall at Beit al-Futuh, where he met with representatives from Britain's armed forces and academics.
Hello, please. Good evening. Have a seat. How is everybody?
This included Commander Eugene Morgan, commanding officer of HMS President, Captain Doug Spencer from the Royal Marines, and Professor Malcolm Giles, Vice Chancellor of the London Met University.
I was asked by Commodore Atherton to pass on very, very best regards.
Following this, Huzur met with human rights activists and reporters from the English media.
Please have a seat.
This included journalists from the Daily Telegraph, Independent, and the BBC.
Yes, I do. A little bit.
The final group of people to meet with Huzur were senior members of the Pakistani community in the United Kingdom and representatives of the Urdu press.
I was talking about what Surat Nisa says about inheritance of properties, about forced marriages, about rape should not be. There were some Sikhs as well. So I think a gathering like this is very desirable, because by coming here, they begin to understand the true message of Islam.
I thought His Holiness really touched on so many different aspects in geopolitics, and his analysis, I think, showed a great depth of wisdom and an awareness of various situations. So I was really appreciative of his words and sort of what he had to say.
Understand the different parts of Islam, and I think what I've come to understand today is the peaceful side, and I think that's what I'm going to take away, the lovely friendly atmosphere and the feeling of peace and love to everybody.
We can only see a peaceful world if we see a just world as well, and therefore I do think it's incumbent upon all religious leaders to remember the core of what their faith is telling them, and that should be about peace, that should be about social justice, that should be about doing what is right in the eyes of God.
What makes me come to see all of you is the message of peace, the message of brotherhood, the message of affection among people, among different cultures, different races, different creeds. We can all live together in peace.
Our best wishes and congratulations to all the members of Ahmadiyya Muslim community. समय हो गया है आपसे आज्ञा लेने का। अगले हफ्ते फिर मिलूंगी आपके मनपसंद कार्यक्रम आउट एंड अबाउट में। तब तक के लिए मुझे दीजिए इजाजत। नमस्कार।